This is the same old Peter, of course, isn't it? You realize we Jews are not supposed to associate with you Gentiles, so what do you want? Despite what God has shown him, you see, his sense of superiority, this ingrained sense of superiority as a Jew, is showing itself. Of course, I shouldn't be here at all, really, but God has told me to come, so what do you want? And I love Cornelius' response. It's so encouraging, isn't it? Verse 30. Cornelius answered, 4 days ago I was in my house praying at this hour at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and suddenly a man in shining clothes stood before me and said, Cornelius, God has heard your prayer and remembered your gifts to the poor. Send to Joppa for Simon, who is called Peter. He's a guest in the home of Simon the tanner, who lives by the sea. So I sent for you immediately, and it was good of you to come. It was good of you to come. Now we're all here in the presence of God to listen to everything the Lord has commanded you to tell us. What an encouragement that is to any preacher, isn't it? We are all here. Not once every 3 weeks, which seems to be becoming the trend now in evangelical churches in Australia. But we are all here. We are all here to hear what God has to say to us through the Word. We're all here in the presence of God to listen to everything the Lord has commanded you to tell us. I wonder, do we gather like that in our churches? We pride ourselves on the centrality of the ministry of the Word. Do we have a high view of the preaching of the Word? Do we realize that, whoever the preacher is, do we realize that when the Word is opened, God is speaking to us? We are having an audience with the ruler of the universe. I mean, how could you possibly be anywhere else? Why would you want to be anywhere else? When God's Word is opened, God is speaking to his people. Is that how we gather week by week with a sense of anticipation? Here is this Gentile Roman centurion. He says, we're all here. We've been waiting for you to arrive. We're here in the presence of God. This isn't just some boring lecture. We haven't come to hear a seminar. We are in the presence of God to hear what God has to say to us through his word. Can't you feel the anticipation and the expectation? Oh, that our congregations would gather like that. What a help that is to the preacher. When people come eager to hear, anticipating something, expecting something to happen, expecting to receive something through the ministry of the Word.